Kashyapamuni continued, what is this metal body made of 5 elements? It is different from the spirit soul. Indeed, the spirit soul is completely different from the metal element from which the body is made. And because the bodily attachment one is regarded as a husband and son, these illusory relationships are caused by misunderstanding. So this is so simple, but for society this is more or less a revolution, big revolution. Today, Independence Day, correct? Mera desh ki dharti, Republic Day. So much people are focused today. My country, my body, where it comes. Pumsa striya mithuni bhavametat tayor mito hridaya granthi ahu ata griya kshetra sutapta vittai janasya moham aham memeti. So origin of this bodily attachment starts attraction male and female. Tayor mito hridaya granthi ahu, that is the first knot which is put in the heart. You are mine, I am yours. They say that? Marriage time. You told your wife, I am mine, and she said, yes, you are mine. Our rope is tied for life. Ata griya kshetra. Then you need a house. Brahmachari means you can lie down anywhere. But Grihastha means he wants privacy, he wants house. Correct? Suppose any bachelor comes to you, can I sleep? Yeah, you say you can sleep in my room, one corner. But family now, they want a private place. Griha. Then Kshetra, previously Kshetra because main occupation was agriculture. So some land they need. But today some job. Griha Kshetra. Suta. Without children, house is empty, they need children. You don't have children, will say, why? What is the problem? You should have children. Then Suta, Apta, then friends. Why friends? For friends have to come and say, oh, so wonderful you are. You're such a nice family. They have to glorify you. That's why you need friends. Griha, Kshetra, Suta, Apta, Vittai. And then to run whole the show, you need money. Money, sweeter than honey. So this is attachment, bondage in the material world. And now you look at it. Kashyapamuni is a self-realized soul. He is at least very clear difference between body and soul. And he is also a devotee, therefore he is engaging in wife in devotional service. But at this present situation, when his wife comes with so much pain about the condition of children, he is seeing the illusory energy working. Just like same way, when Parikshit Maharaj was in the womb of his mother, so Vedavyasa said, my dear son, come out. He said, no, I will not come out. This world is full of Maya. He said, see, can't you see your wife, mother is suffering? He said, see how much Maya you are in. You are so attached to your wife. And he immediately could see. So those who are self-realized souls, they can see our attachment to the material world. Like Kashyapamuni is saying. And Prabhupada is saying, look at this. He is in heaven. He is a Prajapati. Still that attachment he can see in that society. So Prabhupada says, practically in the whole universe, from top to bottom, everybody is in the illusion that he is the body. Therefore Indra also can't leave his seat. Somebody trying to this whole pastime, Bali Maharaj, and Indra can't. How can I get back my seat? You're not the body. What is the seat? Seat is not for the soul. Seat is for this body. The body can sit anywhere. What is there? But so much attachment because you identify with the body, and it is so difficult. We discussed this point that in the creation of the Lord there are two things which are wonderful. One thing is this creation itself, which is wonderful. Other thing is our identifying with this body, which is wonderful. Both are wonderful. Many people talk about the beautiful creation, but they forget there is another wonder which Krishna has created. Our identification with this world, which is also wonderful. Okay? The body God made, that's wonderful. But now you are thinking that is your body, that illusory power, that is also wonderful. Why are you identifying with this body? Swapna Dishtam Vivanjasa. We are not thinking like so many forms we see in the dream. We don't identify with them when you wake up. That's illusory. But this form you identify. That's the power of illusion. So Kashyapamuni is also very surprised. Oh, it works so wonderfully. And he's watching his wife so attached. He was detached. He was not hardly bothered. Okay. Sometimes the Devatas win, sometimes the Danavas win. Okay, what is the big deal? He was ignoring. Correct? They're always fighting. He sees his two sons are always fighting. Both are his sons. Sometimes Devatas win, now Danavas win. That's tamasha is going on. He's not interested in this. As far as I can understand, this Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maharloka, these are all very great sages. Even the Devatas, what they do, run around, wasting time. For them, it's not a big deal. Why? But he sees his wife is so attached and she wants bodily comfort for her sons. He can see it. It's bodily comfort, not spiritual comfort. She did ask, my Lord, now my sons are deprived of physical comforts. But what can they do to advance spiritually? She didn't ask that. Because she is totally affected by illusion. So Prabhupada spends a lot of time in the purport. In fact, whenever Prabhupada met any visitor, first thing he always tried to convince him that you are not the body. They met Tamal Krishna Maharaj as Prabhupada's secretary. That what are the first thing Prabhupada is to talk to any visitor? He said without any break, very patiently Prabhupada is to try to convince him he is not the body. Because once this is convinced, the rest of the thing starts. Correct? Bhagavad Gita also, whole second chapter, Krishna tries to establish that you are not the body. So we should learn from Krishna how to preach. How to preach somebody, don't just speak some silly morals. That's of no use. Mostly people do that. Oh, be nice, be good. So anybody can speak that. Why you have to speak that? What is the great credit in you if you do that? But your spiritual education begins, or any education begins with understanding we are not body or spirit, soul. Therefore, that famous instance, Prabhupada reached America and in a university they showed Prabhupada all the department. And they asked Prabhupada, how did you feel? So Prabhupada said, you have any department studies between the difference between dead body and living body. They got surprised, dead body, living. One person said, do you mean a department of the soul? Prabhupada said, yes. So no, Swamiji, we do not have. Then Prabhupada said, everything is useless here. Swamiji, every knowledge is useful. Why do you say everything is useless? Prabhupada said, comparatively useful. If the knowledge of soul is not there, then it's of no, whatever you're doing is of no use. If that is there, then it will have some meaning. Then it gets connected to reality. Why you're ignoring this most important department? And in the Vedic time, education was there. It's not that education is something new. Everybody said child to get educated. But Prabhupada said, what is happening? Because Prabhupada was there in America at that time. Somebody said that's going to happen to India now. And it's almost happening. When Prabhupada landed in America 50 years ago, Prabhupada saw hippies on the road. I was just analyzing. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Previously, people who wanted all the four things. They were very religious. They work for money, Artha, but following rules of religion. Then they enjoy and they try to get liberation. The next generation came. They were religious, they worked hard for money, and they enjoyed. The next generation came, no dharma, somehow get money and enjoy. And now, that's tamoguna. Somehow get money means no response. No dharma means tamoguna, animal. And now the hippie means present generation, simply enjoy, don't work. Don't work. They don't go to school. They don't go to college. They don't want to study. They simply want to enjoy. Actually, heart of the heart, they just want that. You tell them studies, they do not do that. Any field you take, engineering, medicine, two more in professional, just if for exams they open the books. Other time, somehow what you have to minimum making some records or some assignments, something, that's it. They're not studying. They're not interested. Simply enjoy. Now this is actually, at least some people out of fear they may study something, but some no fear works for them. Even fear doesn't work. They're so deeply addicted. When addiction becomes very high, only a stick works. Nothing works. So simply enjoy. That is hippie. When Prabhupada landed in America, he saw them in large numbers, all lying in the streets. Prabhupada was surprised. He said, I heard America is a rich country. And they all saw youngsters lying on the benches, they're lying in the park. So unique revolution. Krishna took him at the right time. He would not have got 4,000 people so easily otherwise. Krishna arranged a situation where he can get. Same Acharya in India, he didn't get one person. And now he can get with suddenly Krishna is arranging. Oh, here situation is ready for you. Come. And Krishna took him at the right time. Things were ready. So what were they doing? They were lying on the streets. They rejected the wealth of their homes. They rejected the materialistic attitude to the society. They rejected the whole policies of the country. They were against everything. The country was unnecessarily dragged into Vietnam War. There was a huge revolt against that war in the country. And the country was not doing well in the war. Superpower was not doing well. It was losing a lot of soldiers. So they created draft board where youngsters were forcefully made to join the war. That created more anger. One thing, they didn't want the war. Nobody wanted that war. And second thing, they are being forced to join the war. They said, no way. Revolt came and people came on the streets. The youngsters particularly. At that time, Prabhupada landed up in the country. And what these people are doing? Only enjoy. Kama. No dharma, no artha, no moksha. Simply kama. And Prabhupada used to say, like animals, they were lying on the streets, eating, sleeping, mating on the street. Prabhupada say, what is this? The world is an animal life. He saw that. And drunk all the time. And it is in that difficult position. He had to preach. And Prabhupada could see that the main illusion on which the civilization is hovering is, I am the body. So in the purport also it is explained that this is the biggest illusion. Aham mimeti. I am this body and everything connected to this body is mine. This is an illusion. So therefore Krishna conscious movement, Prabhupada says, is trying to bring light to this point. We are not telling people how you can be. This is like a very good example is given. Suppose somebody is crying in the dream and he's saying, tiger, tiger, tiger. So two ways you can deal with it. One way you can jump inside the dream and chase the tiger away, which is not possible. What is the other thing you can do? We can wake up that person. Correct? So what Bhagavatam is trying to do is trying to wake up people. Get up. You're not the body. You are so attached. You have so many anxieties. So you are proud of your nonsense education. You are proud of your nonsense position in the society. Correct? Shastra saying, get up. Wake up. And Kashyapa Muni is actually awakened soul. You can see he is immediately able to identify as for how wonderful he is saying is the energy of the Lord. He's just appreciating. Oh my God, look at this. She is in a Devaloka. Still she is so attached to her children. What is there? They lost. Other children have, his others, co-wives' children are ruling. No, what is there? Oh. And she is also very clever. She says, okay, it's fine. We should be impartial. We should be equal to everybody. That I agree. But then, even Krishna is partial to the Devatas. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshi astina priyaha ye tu bhajanti tumam bhaktya maitateshu chapiham. The somebody who worship me is specially dear to me. Krishna says. So see, one but is there. So you should be equal to your children, but you should be partial to Devatas because they are all devotees of the Lord. So please give some mercy. So she requests him to help her in that way. That she is not able to see because all the Devatas, Bali Maharaj became so powerful that all the Devatas were hiding somewhere. They could not fight with him. They could not even fight with him. So she was feeling bad of the continual situation. It was going on one day, another day. She was feeling bad without any comfort, without any good food, without, they have to do so much austerities. And the mother felt very bad. So she requested Kashyapa Muni to tell him what should I do. So even though it's material desire, yesterday we analyzed it's artharthi, but it's always good to go to the Lord for anything. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaridihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. You have no desire, akama. You are so wonderful, you have no desire. Sarva kama, you have all the desires, material desires. Akama, sarva kama va, moksha kama, your desire for liberation. So three things a person can be in. He has all the desires, akama, he has no desire, akama, you have all the desires and your desire for liberation. You want just moksha from this world. Whatever the situation may be, tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param, with full enthusiasm. Tivra means, it is said the sunlight is when hits you very hot. Tivra. With full energy, with full enthusiasm. Bhakti yogena. Not karma yoga, not jnana yoga, not ashtanga yoga. Which yoga we should use? Bhakti yoga. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. You worship the Supreme Lord with full enthusiasm. Doesn't matter. When he desires you have, Krishna will take care of that. So Prabhupada is saying one more famous shloka. He says, somehow, two shlokas Prabhupada quotes. People do not have this understanding. Prabhupada quotes the famous shloka from Bhagavatam 5.5.1. Nayam devde bhajam niloke kashtana kamanarte vidbhujam ye. Tapo divyam putrikayen sattvam shuddhe dasmad brahma saukyam tuanantam. Na ayam deha de bhajam niloke. He says, not in the body. De bhajam niloke, which you got the human form of life. Not in this body. Na ayam deha de bhajam niloke. You got this body in the niloke, in human form of life. Not cat loke, dog loke. What loke? Niloke. Na ayam deha de bhajam niloke. Not in this body which you got in the human form of life. Kashtan kaman artvid budvajam ye. Don't work hard. Kashta. Don't do kashta. For kama, for sense gratification. Kashtan kaman, why? Arate vidbhujam ye. Even pigs get it. You may, whatever way you may think, pigs also get the same pleasure. Tapo, so what I should do? Tapasya. What is the use of my extra intelligence? Just like somebody went to America for 10 years. He came back. What you'll ask him? How much money you made? Otherwise, what is the use of going to America? You stay here. Correct or not? So many people here go to Gulf and work and they come back after 10 years. What do you say? How much money you saved? No, I didn't save any money. Why did you go there? Then you could have done here only. Anna? What's the use? So similarly, you got a human form of life. At the end of it, how much spiritual knowledge you got? No, I enjoyed my senses. For that, why you have to take human form of life? Correct? You understand? Suppose after going to America, still going on a cycle, you say, why did you go to America? At least you could have bought a car. So many years you worked. What is the use? Anna? Cycle I can use, here also I can afford. So what is the advantage? So similarly, what is the advantage of human body? Tapo, you can do some tapasya. Divyam, guided tapasya. Tapo divyam, putrika yena sattvam. And by that will happen, Rishabdev was telling his sons, headed by Bharat Maharaj, your consciousness will get purified. Sattvam shuddhet. Your existence will get purified. And then what is the use of that? Brahma Saukyam Dvanantam. You'll experience unlimited spiritual happiness. So Rishabdeva requests, and Prabhupada is quoting this shloka, that actually this is what is life. And this is what is actually real education. See, everything is Brahma. We take this body to be body which is not the body. Similarly, we take education to be real education which is actually not education. We feel the same thing. I've been educated, I've learned. And they have that illusion. They say, there are so many problems in society, let us educate people. No. That is not going to solve. Unless you spiritually educate people, nothing will happen. Just happened 2 days ago. They caught 9 people. They were planning to cause mass killing. They wanted to put poison in food. They wanted to put poison in water. They arrested 9 people from India. All are educated. 2 are engineers. Some are polytechnic. Some studying PU. All educated people. Planning to do mass killing. So education is not going to change. This is incomplete view. If you think education is going to make people nice, no. It will not happen. No guarantee of that. But spiritual education, guaranteed it will become nice. Just like in America at that time, hippie revolution time. This was among the police, one thing was there. Because they used to take these drug addict youngsters to rehabilitation camps. 15 days, 1 month, they admit there. Government pays the money for the treatment. Government was spending billions of dollars. It was such an epidemic. But what's the result? Even to this day, drug addiction is so high in America. 65% of the drugs are consumed in America. America is only 5% of the world's population. This is advancement. This is the advancement of the country. What is the use? Better remain poor. If your son is becoming a drug addict, what you will say? Better remain poor, better. But if the money, you're going to take money for drugs, better I don't give you 1 paisa. You will not give 1 paisa. Suppose you have a son and he is into drug addiction. Will you give 1 rupee to him? You will not give. Even for liquor, the liquor addict, you will not give 1 rupee. We had an experience, I remember, one neighbor, old man, used to come to our house. Can you give me 10 rupee? Can you give me 10? Somehow seeing him, say, we didn't give. Within half an hour, his wife came in. He is a drunkard. We don't give him money. You also please don't give money. He just begs in the whole locality. Any fool gives him 10-20 rupees, runs and takes half glass daru and is happy for the day. Don't give him. So nobody will give money if you're a drug addict, correct? But that's an unfortunate situation. People easily make money and they get into drug addiction. Okay. So they were very happy. Prabhupada, they find surprising when Prabhupada became famous. They used to put those people outside Prabhupada ashram. You go inside, go. Police people. Idhar jao. Because they know detention camp is not working. You put 15-20 days, they come out again, they take drugs. Now so much money you have to pay. Air free. So they put outside Prabhupada ashram. Go inside. They'll take care of you. And Prabhupada used to say there, see, we are not doing anything. This all the rehab, nothing. They just come here, they enjoy Harinam. In fact, it became so popular, Prabhupada movement, the devotees had a leaflet at this moment for hippies, stay high forever. Because when they take drugs, you get some kind of hallucination. Somebody was telling me how bold Prabhupada was. One of the first person who supported, celebrity who supported Prabhupada was Allen Ginsberg. He was a very big celebrity in America, just like some very famous person. He used to come for shows with Prabhupada, so it gave a lot of mileage to Prabhupada. The same personality was talking to Prabhupada and he told Prabhupada that he was one of the promoters of drugs and so many obnoxious things. He used to say drugs give spiritual realization. And Prabhupada, when he was talking to Prabhupada, just immediately cut him off. There is nothing spiritual about drugs. Straight, not that I am going to compromise because I may lose some followers, correct? Prabhupada simply cut him off. Straight cut him off. He was never going to compromise on philosophy. Similarly, there was one person, Goldsmith, and he also spoke some nonsense thing in his class. Prabhupada just said, no, this is wrong. He didn't care. And he was the first person, he was a lawyer who sponsored the money for Prabhupada, extension of Prabhupada's visa. There was no money to extend his visa. So he gave him money and to extend his visa. He was a lawyer also. So whatever it is, we see that we should never compromise on the fundamental philosophy. What is that? We are not the body. Okay? And on that basis, then whole spiritualism starts. You say spiritualism, but can't even tell what is spirit, what kind of spiritualism it is. What's the nature of the spirit? What is the spirit seeking? So Kashyapa Muni, we discussed yesterday, acted like Jagat Guru. He guided his wife, take to devotion service. This is real Jagat Guru. So many Jagat Gurus in this India today, they say they are God. What kind of Jagat Guru is he? He is cheater. And Jagat Guru means he takes you to Krishna. Real Guru means he takes you to Krishna. So this is what is happening here. Kashyapa Muni is going to take role of the Guru for his wife Aditi, and he is going to guide her what she should do to please Vishnu, who can actually solve her situation wonderfully. And this is what will come. Srila Prabhupada ki